before we get to the meat of the matter for this podcast episode, I just want to say that recently we've lost a founding fowl of the Discord chat room. We shared many pictures of VD laced koalas and buff kangaroos. And I know this person will be missed in many ways. I mean, even Colonel Sanders couldn't keep up with him. So I want to say farewell to the blue chicken. He's no longer in our Discord chat. Hopefully he continues to listen and be an important part of what it is that makes up UFO Buster Radio. Farewell, blue chicken, and thank you.
I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona. I need toilet paper, toilet paper, toilet paper. I'm out of toilet paper. It's my corona.
Got to make a grocery run. Well, that sounds fun. Why am I out here risking my life? Corona, where's a goddamn parking space? Shit, I touched my face. Wait, I think...
This is Sparta! Fatality.
Welcome to episode 371 of the UFO Buster Radio News. It's been quite the challenge to even stay focused on doing this episode, only because I feel like I was, for lack of a better term, rubber-dicked. I was rubber-dicked last night. Not going to mention any names, but I know the guys in the chat, the live chat right now, they know what I'm talking about. I feel like I was sitting around waiting patiently for a blue avian to show up on a particular show, and it never happened. I felt sold out. I felt like somebody pimped me for clicks, and I got nothing. I got zero. Let me give a big shout out to Green Man, Pucky, Game Vet, and the one and only, the guy that is no stranger to being almost abducted, Ronnie Dawson. So I was thoroughly disappointed yesterday, and some of these guys were in there live also. I mean, we queued up early to get a glimpse of someone that goes by the name of Corey Good E. We got nothing. Zero, zilch, nada. It was embarrassing for me because I started promoting this shit. I was like throwing it out there. Corey Goody, he's going to be on here talking about blue avians. Going to have a blue freaking feather sticking out of his fucking ear. Right side, hopefully. And nothing. Zero. I got an old interview from another channel that will remain nameless. But that's what we got. We got gooded. Today's episode is brought to you by the people who want to believe. and can't get shit for it. We got 3 news articles to go over today. It is going to be fascinating, to say the least. They're really good stuff to talk about, things to consider, things that are happening now, and another UFO conference bites the dust thanks to Wuhan, thanks to China. Another one is going to be canceled, postponed until next year. Haven't these guys even watched the news? Don't you guys know that next year, during the flu season, we are going to get COVID again? And I don't know, Sylvia Brown might be right. You know, in her book she wrote before she kicked the bucket that a disease like COVID would strike in 2020 and be gone for 10 fucking years, only to then show up again and wipe out another few 100,000 humans. Listen, if she gets this shit right, if she actually got this shit right, if Sylvia Brown got it right before she died, all those people that said that she was a fake, they've got to eat crow. Fuck, they got to eat crow right now just because she got the first half of that prediction correct. Because nobody got that right. Nobody even figured that out, that COVID was going to be around, except for the guys in Wuhan, which according to a scientist might have happened due to an exploding asteroid over northern China. Crazy. Absolutely nuts. You can't even make this stuff anymore. You can't make it up anymore. That's just the way it is. This is why Crown is my friend. I've got some right now, Crown Royal Vanilla. This is not an endorsement, but it's how we deal for coronaviruses. That's how we deal with it, plain and simple. I'd like to also thank a lot of the new people that joined the Discord chat. It's been blowing up. A lot of folks going in there. Some of them have been rejected by other servers on Discord chat because they got too many damn rules. We've got no fucking rules. We just let it all fly. What's up, the Norm? He's arrived. We just let it happen. We just roll with it. We're going to get into this first track, and then we'll start going through these news articles because they should be fascinating, to say the least.
Crawling by, the rain is
I just can't. It's funny because the guys are in the chat right now, the live chat, and they're talking about the commercials that come on before you start the podcast. Hey, listen, the bill's got to be paid. I don't get like money from Canada thrown at me at live YouTube events. But the funny thing is that the commercials are there only because that's the only way. Well, not the only way. Let's be honest. I could be a stripper. But it's kind of what I do in order to pay for the hosting plan. But they've actually got their favorite commercials listed on here. That is freaking hilarious. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You know that you're a regular listener when you've got your favorite commercial that starts off the podcast. Holy shit, that's beautiful.
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the money?
Dumb fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and...
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this episode started. It is Tuesday, 5/19, and I'm hopefully for the rest of the summer, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be the episodes, but right now we're going to talk about the New York Times. I've said this over and over again. The rubber dickers are coming out of the woodwork, kind of showing in a way that they support UFOs, ufology stories, and the folks that investigate them. So New York Times is one of them. Right, Time Magazine. We've also seen them do it. The Drive is on it because they're kind of fucking weird, right? Like one side of the website is cars and the other side is military. How the fuck did the two come together? It makes no sense to me. That's like one of the most fucking confusing websites ever. But anyway, so they're on it. Scientific American is another one. Discover Magazine is another one, and they continue to multiply. All thanks. And I'm not afraid to say it. All thanks to Lou Elizondo. He really is the catalyst for all of this. It wasn't Tom DeLonge Short. It wasn't Podesta's emails. It wasn't everybody else. It wasn't the reptilian man, Stephen Greer. It wasn't him either. He didn't do this. It really was because Elizondo went in like Swiper, stopped swiping. He grabbed the damn videotapes and ran the fuck out. Took him home. Probably he sat on his shitter for like 2 or 3 days in the dark, wondering who the fuck he's going to give these videos to. And then he's like, oh, fuck. Why not Tom DeLonge? Got together with old Tommy. Tommy was already putting a group together, not Blink-182 because he quit those bitches. But he put a group together, TTSA. And he fit right in with the stolen merchandise, which is the videos that we have been seeing for 3 fucking years now, and no one gives 2 fucks about. But we thank him. That was a good job. This article is talking about basically pondering whether or not the New York Times is ever going to stop reporting UFOs. Why the fuck should they? Why? What kind of an idiot would think that at this point, they're invested in this? They're completely invested in this. And let me tell you, I'm going to tell you something about the Moonraker from way back when. The truth is, I was born and raised in New York. And let me tell you, like I get on the damn subway, and if I saw someone reading the New York Times, I would think like, you fucking highbrow asshole. Nobody reads that shit. But no, unless you were working on the stock exchange, you wouldn't read that shit. No. The normal folks in New York would read either the New York Post or the New York Daily News. We're the ones who are the hard-working blue-collar folks riding in these sweaty-ass trains. But then, once in a while, you get a rubber dicker who get in there reading the New York Times. Like, come on, cut the shit. We don't need that. Get the fuck off the train. For real. But no. So now the question is, has the New York Times really decided that it's all in for UFOs? Here's some things that apparently they're quoting regarding the initial salvo from the New York Times regarding the whole TTSA situation, Elizondo, and the 3 videos. December 17, when they published this story, apparently some of the other big networks had shit to say. ABC News said it was a bombshell. It's 2020. Bitches back in 2017, they didn't even listen to this. They're not even listening now in 2020, but apparently ABC says it was a bombshell. Brett Baer from Fox News said a lot of people are taking this revelation seriously. Brett Baer, you're a fucking liar. I'm just saying. You're all about the news, man. Serious. You blew this out of proportion in that statement. No one gives two flying fucks about it. I'll be honest with you. That's the sad part about the whole story. It really is. There was one person that they decided that they were going to quote from this Twitter situation. And it said, I mean, the New York Times literally just gave us proof of aliens and UFOs. I'm sorry, no, just UFOs. And the world did not skip a beat. No, it did not. Only the folks that had any kind of interest in ufology gave two fucks about it. And that's the truth. The people that it needed to reach, the ones that should have been paying attention, are the other 85 billion people. Yeah, the ones that don't give two fucks about it. They're the ones who, at least, at a very minimum, should have opened their eyeballs and said, wait, something's going on here. This is weird. It should have at least been out of the norm for those folks. They continue to talk about things like these three situations, 2013, 2014, and we know what those are. Nimitz incident, the incident over on the East Coast. But the truth is that no one gave a damn about it. Now, there's a question here, and the question is, why is it that the New York Times is invested in this story? Why is it? According to this author, the reason why they are so invested in reporting UFOs is because apparently somebody at the New York Times appreciates Lou Elizondo. They appreciate the fact that he is the central figure in the disclosure of these videos. And they actually note the willingness of Lou Elizondo to resign from the Pentagon in 2017 to reveal the existence of these UFOs. Apparently, it makes them the shit. The UFO shit. So everything related to him stealing those videos, well, unauthorized. Stealing might be a little harsh because they haven't put him in jail. But him taking those videos has someone in the New York Times really backing him up and keeping the story alive. That's what it comes down to. The funny thing is, in this here, like I don't sit around watching for Lou Elizondo or anybody else related to TTSA when they show up on regular news or even those news cable channels. But there's a quote in here that Lou Elizondo apparently told Tucker Carlson. And that quote states that the private company, quote-unquote TTSA, that employs him was studying pieces of possible extraterrestrial craft. We know this. They kept talking about it. They even brought in Deuce Bigelow, the space gigolo, as the person that was housing them in a warehouse in Las Vegas. But apparently Elizondo also told Carlson that he believed the U.S. government was in possession of an actual UFO. I'm sure that all of that was fantastic. I'm sure all of that was amazing at the time that this story broke. And I'm sure last year when Lou Elizondo went on there, he had a hard-on for making TTSA become front page news somehow. But it's funny that since TTSA became part of this contract deal with the military, and since they apparently handed over the metamaterial that they so-called had, we don't really hear too much about TTSA anymore. What happened to that story? What happened to them actually researching and creating their own UFOs, their own fucking spaceships or some shit like that? I know they had a design on the TTSA website. What happened to all of that? Where did all of that just go? Where did they go with this? Money talks, bullshit walks, folks. The moment that TTSA got a contract with the government, all of a sudden it seems that they are no longer in the hunt for the truth. It's over. So what do we think about Louis Elizondo and the rest of the cronies now? Don't know. Have no clue. Hold on one second. My throat's a little dry. Yeah, so what do we do? No fucking clue, but apparently the New York Times is going to continue to follow the story. And hopefully they do. Because it's funny that since they got the contracts with the military, they've gone silent. Other than saying that they were vindicated. Tom DeLonge and everybody else was vindicated a few weeks ago, last month actually, when the government actually said, yeah, these UFO videos are real. And then a few weeks later they said, oh, fuck, yeah, they're real, but they might just be drones. Which at the end of the day, let's just go to one important point in this particular article, then we'll move on to the next one, is that at the very least, you do not have to believe in UFOs. You do not have to believe in a good probing unless you do it personally on your own. Boom, chicka, pow, pow. But you should take note that a jet in your Air Force that protects your skies in the United States could not keep up with a UAP, a UFO, and it was made to look like a toy. So you don't have to believe in aliens. You don't have to believe in anything other than the fact that you're powerless and there's nothing out there to stop those things from taking over the entire country. Just think about that. There ain't a damn thing out there that can keep up with them. Not a radar, not a FLIR camera, not even the people behind it. At the very least, that should perk up your ears and getting you to think about why the fuck you didn't listen to begin with. This is a Old Faithful song. Check this out. Hey, listen, I know you guys try to tune in for a professional podcast, but sometimes I just can't help myself. I just go off the damn deep end. 2019 was the year of the hashtag no fucks given. I think it moved over to 2020, a carryover, only because COVID fucked up the beginning of the year anyway. So why not? Why not carry the same attitude all the way over so that we can all enjoy the madness of the life we live in now? It's all crazy. Kecksburg UFO Festival got canceled. Kecksburg used to freak me the fuck out when I used to see this on I don't know what are those channels, Travel Channel or some shit like that. You know, these channels that now give all the UFO shit that before gave no fucks either. This particular UFO, I would imagine, the conference would come on, they put up signs everywhere, and I guarantee you that it was Kecksburg where we first had the whole Natura run done by the fucking squirrels in the area, because the damn thing looks like a damn acorn. It looks like an acorn, a gigantic fucking acorn. Like if I was a squirrel, I'd walk around with a heart on, just waiting for this particular conference to happen, because I was going to Natura run, because they can't catch us all. They wouldn't. They wouldn't be able. We'd raid Kecksburg and try to get that bitch up the tree and somewhere we can hibernate. Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, every fucking squirrel in Kecksburg could probably feed off that thing for months on end, probably years. Yeah, sadly, another UFO conference has crashed and burned. Kecksburg UFO conference, which was supposed to happen in July, end of July, after Roswell. Pretty smart of them to do that. July 23rd through the 25th. July 24th to the 26th got canceled. Wuhan strikes yet again. I mean, these guys, they fucked a lot of people at the same time. They really did. And it's constant. They should be tired by now. Literally. They're probably taking turns at this point, tagging each other in, because they are reaching a level of impact and influence that I bet they never thought of. I mean, holy shit. If this went, think about something like this, like a YouTube going viral in this way. Holy cow. That is freaking amazing. A little bit of history about Kecksburg, the acorn that will not go away. It started up 14 years ago. And why? Due to a fundraiser. The Kecksburg Volunteer Fire Department decided that they would get a fundraiser together to commemorate the December 9, 1965 event. Holy hell. If you look at the logo for this episode, it is what the folks in Kecksburg say the gigantic acorn from space looked like. That's it. 1965. What I don't get is, if the shit happened in December of 1965, why the fuck is your damn conference in July? Come on. Really? That's ridiculous. But take heart. If you are someone that's a diehard acorn from space kind of person, July 23rd to the 25th of 2021, Kecksburg may be back. That's what they're planning so far. We'll see how far COVID goes. It might be around next summer too. Who knows? The insert occurred December 9, 1975 at Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, North America. Where the fuck else would it have happened? It's Pennsylvania. A fireball was reported by citizens of 6 U.S. states, Canada, and over Detroit, Michigan, and Windsor, Canada. The unidentified flying object that came down December 9th apparently was rumored to be a General Electric Mark II reentry vehicle, which was launched by no one other than the Air Force as a spy satellite. That is one of the theories that apparently a lot of people are holding on to it. That's how they're debunking Kecksburg. Initially, the town, back in December 9 of 1965, they were told that this was a meteorite. But not too far after the damn thing crashed, the gigantic acorn from space, The military came in, surrounded the damn place, and took the acorn with them. But not before a few people, they were, looky-loos, saw the actual acorn and actually saw markings on it. Those markings are, of course, in that picture that you're looking at. And please, you should go to this article and check it out. They got more stories behind it. But they have images of the acorn and the weird writing that was on it. And it's hilarious. It is hilarious how shit crashes from the sky and there's a bunch of writing on it. Who the fuck at GE would write in freaking Egyptian? I don't understand that. Who the fucking GE writes in 400 billion light years away language? It makes no sense. But we had the same thing at Roswell, right? Crazy ass language on artifacts. But yet, it was dummies being dropped from the sky. I get it. It makes sense to me now. Shit, I never even thought about that. Kecksburg will come back, just like Roswell will come back, and all the other rubber dicking conferences will be back in order for everyone to have a good time and relive the incident for the 80th time. So it's okay. One of the things of the fire department in Kecksburg, being that they started this, they are still going to have a small event in order to continue the whole fundraising thing. So there will be a fundraiser still held by the fire department. Social distancing, I'm sure, will be a problem for that, but they'll make it work. They'll hose people down if they need to. But they're still going to get together and have a little something for the folks locally. But everyone else coming in from outside, you got to wait till next year. Now, there's no word what's going to happen with the tickets, if anybody purchased any. You'd have to go to the Kecksburg site to find out and see what's going on. But it's over. Your gigantic acorn is done with. We'll have to see what happens next year. It might be a full-blown fucking oak tree by then. But who knows? That's just the way it goes, Kecksburg. Join the club.
Can see it clear without it. I don't need you.
By the way, let me welcome Dre, late to the party, but still part of it, to the chat. He's in the live chat, joining the rest of the guys, talking about some madness. But yeah, that's what the podcast is about, right? Anyway, this next story, I want to say this. It is very important that when I do this next story, you guys do not take my my form of comedy on the subject as not caring for the individuals in the story. It's really important you guys get that. I don't want you to think that I think any less about these guys who are 4.2 far fucked. NASA human spaceflight chief Doug Lavero resigns on eve of historic SpaceX launch. Yeah. The guy that's in charge of putting human beings into cans of tuna and shooting them to their doom decided to quit before SpaceX decides to shoot up their rocket with the 2 guinea pigs in it. Can I say they're guinea pigs? I mean, they rightly so. You could say these guys are heroes, right? Because fuck, I would not. Like, I'm no Mike fucking Hughes. Like, if I was Mike Hughes and I was working for NASA, I'd blow myself up too. Sadly enough. These guys are pros. They're astronauts. They know the risk. Their families know the risk. They know the risk. You strap yourself to a fucking rocket, chances are you could blow the fuck up. Period. Now, as an astronaut with experience, I would probably think really long and hard on the porcelain throne about whether or not I want to be on a rocket that has a mission called Demo 2. And I think that Doug was like, fuck, this thing is named Demo 2. I tried my hardest. I tried my hardest to talk to Elon to get them to change the name to, like, not Demo 2, maybe Angelic 2. Maybe, yeah, we're going to make it 2. But no, they kept Demo 2. So I fucking quit. I quit. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be part of this nonsense. Shit, this is ridiculous. But that's what happened. So Doug is out. He quit. Apparently, the associate administrator by the name of, I got that rubber dicker's name here somewhere. He's going to step in and take his place for the moment. His name is Ken Bowersox. What the fuck is a Bowersox? Where the fuck did they get these names? I don't understand. Are these some of the guys originally from the Nazis? Bowersox? I don't know. Anyway, Ken Bowersox. He's going to take over Doug Lavero's job, and he's going to be acting in the capacity of the human spaceflight chief. And he is going to be overseeing Demo 2. On Demo 2, Crew Dragon's first manned flight. And we've seen what that fucking capsule has done in the past. So yeah, it's not like we can be happy, right? It's not like we can sit on the edge. Like, nobody saw the space shuttle blow the fuck up before people got on it. That's the thing. This is what really drives me insane. Like, no one actually saw Columbia, like, blow up on the first fucking flight. Nobody called it the demo flight. Nobody called it the kiss your ass before you go up flight. Nobody. Nobody said that the space shuttle will probably blow the fuck up before it made it into orbit. Not once. At least not that I remember. But it's funny that this is what's happening with SpaceX and the Crew Dragon. And these two guys are the ones who are going to be on it on the 27th of May. It's right around the corner, 8 days away. We are, and how the fuck can you work through that? Like, I'm going to be like, I might need to take some time off just to watch it. This is freaking crazy. It's going to shoot up, hopefully not blow up, from Kennedy Space Center. On the capsule will be Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley. and they will be headed to the ISS, International Space Station. And they're going to be sitting on top of that Falcon 9 rocket. That's a big bitch of a rocket, too, to be honest. It is the first time since 2011, when the space shuttle was retired, that we're going to be launching 2 people into space. Here's the rub. Like, Elon he's probably been out to that Falcon 9, put some gum on it, used some tape, got some of that, what is that damn glue? Gorilla Glue? Probably dipped the damn Crew Dragon in Gorilla Glue just to make sure that these guys make it to the ISS. Unlike Boeing, who can't even make it up there on a test flight. But no fucks are given. We're not going to go there. Elon basically and SpaceX have a contract for $2.6 billion if this thing is successful. 6 launches for that amount. 6 launches for $2.6 billion. I will be out there myself. I will cover that bitch in anything I can. Saran wrap, aluminum paper. I don't care what the fuck it is. Crazy glue, gum. I would make that motherfucker work. And I'm sure that's what Elon's doing. He's making sure this damn demo 2 is not the last demo. Guaranteed. Because Elon's going to be swimming in the money, and I'm sure all of that's going to go into that kid. It's not Blanket, because they didn't call him Blanket. That kid with all the funny letters, it's going to go to him. That's the way the kid cries at night. Just like that. Just like Daddy. It is something to look forward to. I wouldn't miss it. I used to love watching the space shuttle take off from Florida. I lived in Tampa, and especially the flights at night were some of the most amazing things you could experience. The way the space shuttle would just light up the night like it was daytime. It is hopefully going to be a successful demo. If we don't have a demo 3 or 4 or 5AB, hopefully this demo 2 will be the last demo and the Crew Dragon does what it needs to do. These guys make it to the ISS and come back. Plain and simple. All jokes aside, hopefully they make it and it's a good deal. Elon gets the cha-ching and we're good to go. Yeah, thank you guys for listening. That was the last story for today. Don't forget, if you want to talk to these guys that are on the live chat right now on Spreaker, you have to join Discord. They are in there most of the day, taking turns, talking the shit, walking the walk, sharing stories, and pretty much they're part of a community we're not going to censor you. We're going to let you talk what you want to talk. Now, we have 2 Asgardians in there who might boot you over to the world of Igor at your belly. But for the most part, you'll be accepted. So don't worry, we won't turn you into the alphabet soups. This is the end of the podcast, for the record.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, yeah. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. Frozen. A6 all the hate. I won't get involved today. Got lost in the ball and age. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the all record off record. I still count wins when they doubt it. On record, off record, I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them talk to Colin for the quote. On record, off record, I still want the act, not the ghost. Running through it with the young influence, adolescent presence, also coming to it. I've been giving yeses when I shouldn't do it. I complete ejected with the moves elusive, and I'm barely moving, but I'm still gon' boost them. I can't work on winnings when I know you're losing, so I work the winnings and they throw the deuces. Guess I have to pivot, shooting the bazookas for the facts. I need racks, paper, cash, fuck a tax. That's a joke, tell them laugh. Uncle Sam, fuck out the bag. Brody plot, but get a whack. Contract, give me the max. I got lab on my back. You ain't that, then it's raps. Whoa, 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 whoa. For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, yeah. For the record.